Hey, what up, guys? It's Perfect King here with Indecisive TCG, bringing you guys another video with the arrival of EB02. Figured it'd be a good time to dust off the good old Moria deck here. Um, it's been pretty good. It's not getting direct support, but it is getting the Sengoku, which is like a mini version of Moria, and there's a lot of uh, I've had a lot of success in the past with the Navy Moria deck. So with Moria banned and now us getting Sengoku, it's a pretty good time to give it a test drive. I've done a few games with it already, and I've seen some success with it. Um, Let me just I'll go ahead and jump right into the deck list here. Okay, so we have the Thriller Bark Navy build. We have the 4 T-Bone, 2K, 5/5 stat line with a KO 2 cost or less characters. Rarely comes up, but it's there, so I like the flexibility. Um, the brand new Navy support is the Sengoku, the 7 cost 7K stat line with a 1K counter, which is not often seen in like boss cards. Which I guess you could see this as a boss card. I could see how it's not considered a boss card because it's a 7 cost. That's usually the realm of like mid boss level. So you can just classify it how you want. But I am happy that it's not a brick. So it's also a blocker on top of that. On play up to 1 Black Navy character with a cost of 4 or less from your trash rested. So all around, just a good stat line, good card. And this is what kind of like this is what basically replaces the Moria. And we'll jump into some gameplay so you can see it in the works. We're doing a 3 Kuzan. The deck started to get really tight right around just overall constructing the deck. I wanted 4, but 3 is pretty good considering that like you don't have to hold it in your hand anymore. Like when some of the earlier builds without Sengoku post ban Moria, you kind of like had to consider like trashing Kuzan for leader effect, and then hoping to draw into another. So it being at 3 doesn't hurt so bad. Now with Sengoku, especially with Sengoku at 4, so and you'll see this is usually my go-to here. Again, it's a pseudo block that comes out rested. If they only have 1 attack, I can just block it, so it guarantees my Sengoku survival. So these 2 are usually my go-to combo here. Suru 2K 4 of and then the typical -2 cost on play. Same thing with brand new, helps fill up the trash. So I know in the past I've stated I don't like the Navy build, but I really wanted to abuse the Sengoku. So and then Moria is one of my favorite leaders, and brand new again just helping out with trash. I just with the way the deck is, anything Sengoku trashes is just more fodder for just Sengoku to be live. Rebecca, pretty much staple 4 of. Works with brand new. We are doing the Rebecca Hina Lucci combo, or just Lucci in general is pretty good. It's a 2 of because we don't necessarily rely on the Lucci, so it's mostly like Absalom. That's our go-to 4 of pop anything with two or less. So it's there just to have like that icing on the cake, so to speak. Typical Thriller Bark package: 4 Absalom, 4 Hogback, 4 Sindri, 4 Perona. Wouldn't change this for anything. I do want more. With the Navy, half Navy, half Thriller Bark deck, I can't add in any of the newer ones that I like. The Ryuma. I was testing the other 4 cost Moria, so I'll probably bring that version up later on at a different time. But like I said, I really like Moria, favorite leader, and Sengoku being like a mini Moria. I figured now is a good time just to test it out. Hina, similar to Kuzan, this one's a 4 of just because it is a 3 cost. We could play it at Tendon in combo with the Sengoku if needed. So like just it's just there. I see a little bit more utility coming out of this than the Kuzan because it's a 3 cost. Helmeppo, 2 cost, just a minus. It's just a 1 of decent stat line and just a minus 3 cost on something. I know there's people are playing the one-legged toy soldier. I did consider it, but it's this is a navy, it's searchable, so that's why I went with fun. I'm actually thinking about so this isn't like a perfect final build. This is just what I've seen some success with. I'm still tweaking it. I do want to add Kobe, the 3 costs, discard a card to KO. Let's see. Yeah, trash a card from hand, KO if the 3 costs or less. But I'm still testing. So I figured this build is decent enough to be like a blueprint for anyone to use, and just make changes from here on out. If you prefer the Lucci, go for it. Max out on it. If you like the Kuzan at 4, 3, or 2, go for it. And then let me know what you guys think of this deck build and how you would play it. Finally, the only event card we have is just a 3 Tempest Kick. All around good card. You can just play it immediately just for the draw. If you draw it late game, it's a free minus cost. So that's pretty much like I said, the deck list for now. Let me know what you guys think and what changes you all would make. And yeah, we'll go ahead and get into some gameplay. Okay, so here I kind of forgot to hit the record button at the beginning of the first couple turns with the Shanks. So I hope this is sufficient enough information here. Yeah, we're a couple turns in. So far it's not too bad. I tried to like pick up the hand at first with the Perona. I always try to bait out the swing with just any 5K. That's the good thing about Moria. Just it's like a kind of like Dofi. You're gonna have some bodies to swing with, and you don't just have to like play something and swing with leader. Wait, you have to wait that whole turn. But here we go. Like I mentioned in a deck profile. I got to 7. Play the Sengoku, and here is my pseudo blocker. Verona, yeah, let that go. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he has the new gate. That is annoying. Trying to build a hand. So depending on what he's hitting, I do want to either take or don't take. Like if he's swinging at life, I'm okay with taking up until I get to like 2 or 3 life. Getting a 2K out of hand or a blocker, but yeah. Yep, I got another Sengoku out there with the Kuzan for the draw. It's just a really good combo. Yeah, I really want to show off going up against like meta relevant decks. That's why I did include this in the video. Uh, Normally I wouldn't include it because I didn't get the few couple turns, but um, when the day of recording these games, there was like a bit of a wait time in them, so that's an easy block. So yeah, so I really wanted to make sure. I did play other games that weren't so like meta relevant, but yeah. Another card I'm considering is Brook on top of the Kobe. Um, at least one Brook. Um, and if I do Kobe, I can't decide if Himmelpo stays in. Yeah, the new gate was really putting in work. Now I am a little rusty with the Moria. There's so many decks this format. It's so fun right now. But with the arrival of EB, that might shift with green purple. But I hope everyone here got enough fun with the format and how diverse it was. Finally got the new gate out. Chaos Absalom, which is fine. Set up a third blocker. Yeah, get more 2Ks to hand. And we're feeling pretty good here. He's at 2 life. We're at 4. And once he starts dropping big bodies, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I just kind of just put pressure on life, really, because I mean, uh, because that new gate put in so much work with those Kuzans, I don't have of uh, a lot of ways to minus cost aside from the Kuzans and the other cards. Having enough cost minusing and KOing is really having that balance is really vital because of like the Ice Age being gone. Black decks get just a little bit more complicated. You have to make sure you have to do like, I'm not gonna say perfect plays, but yeah, you just have to like make sure you sequence properly when you're playing decks similar like Lucci, uh, Moria, and then Smoker's another one I do want to work on. Yeah, just putting pressure. And then Perona, just icing on that cake. Another 2K, I'll take it. I did see that was one misplay there, and it's me not taking my own advice. Should just put pressure on life. Probably would have given me 2 cards or taken it. But again, we're feeling good. Um, Almost yeah, really wanted to keep the Sengoku, just just for as a precaution. keeping my blockers ready for the Shanks. Yep. Easy block there. Here's where I slowly start to lose steam. Um, yep. But yeah, we're just in a good position here. Alright, next we have Zoro, another red deck. Which also gets a chopper, so another card to add to the zoo package that they have already. And I know there's other ways to play or to build Zoro similar to Shanks. There is the leader effect is very versatile, so it couldn't tell which version this guy was running. So the fact that he's playing that though has me thinking it's not going to be Zoo, but I guess we'll see. It's a pretty nifty effect. So yeah, with this Straw Hats does have the chopper. Hate having to use Absalom so early, but that cards like Luffy just really hinder how I use my counter. So to get it off the board early is what I would prefer. I probably should have this turn. I probably should have done something a little differently. But when in doubt, Moria effect. Yeah, having to use Absalom and Hogback so early kind of slows down. Do I play? I think I do play Sindri. I'm just being very protective so early on because red just explodes. So if I can get away with just using one counter, I would typically do that against red decks. Any other color, I'd probably would have taken that swing. Yeah, and I do play the Sindri. Probably my favorite card in the deck. And I opted to go for the Perona route just because I knew if he had 5 or more cards, it would be a lot impactful getting a Perona off. And if he were to save, which he does, he saves the Luffy. But because of that, it puts him in it's just a devastating position. And that's fine. All these counters are okay. Plenty of 2Ks in hand. If he attacks Absalom, I think I let that go. Yep. And this is kind of where I do start to get worried. Seeing 2 of those Luffys. I think I focus on the board. I don't think I played Sengoku this turn. Just because I try to go for board. Or do I have enough? No. Yeah, here's where I'm contemplating playing the Sengoku. Or just going for board, yeah. Yep. Put Brandon to good use. Here. Do I grab Kuzan? I think I grab counter. Do I grab counter? The nice thing about Sengoku being a 7, unlike Moria before, the 8-cost Moria, with the Sengoku being at 7, leaves you room to do leader ability. So, yep, and I do grab the counter with Hawkback. As tempting as that Kuzan was, yeah, and he's still coming at me. Just this is why I counter out so early on. I guess he tried to do what he did to me, try to get cards out of my hand and then go for board. Which, well, against Moria, it doesn't matter because everything just comes back. Probably at this point, I probably should just put 2 down on the brand new Swung at Life, but. So I opted to go for more board clear just to like slowly whittle him down and make sure he loses steam. I don't want to go for life, survive, and he's got characters on board and rushers in hand, so that was my thought process during this turn. Yep, and I could just grab more counter. Yep. There it goes. Kind of want the brand new. That was my, not dilemma, but that was my route to go towards, and it gives me the Kuzan just gives me a 2K. Yep, and he scoops. Yeah, he wasn't in a good position, but we made that happen. We put him in a bad position. All right, last and final game that we were able to get this night was Green Purple Luffy, the big bad of the upcoming format. The only weakness in strat that I know is just get rid of Sanji Pudding. So if we see Sanji Pudding, make that priority 1. He does see stage, which is an issue against black decks because it bumps Sanji Pudding up to 7, which means we have to put more effort into taking it out off the board. Luckily, we do open up with my favorite card, Sindri. And we go for the Perona. See if we can snipe it out. Oh, no, we don't snipe. not with Perona, but they have to decide. Still, that's a good one. Works in our favor. Yep, he does get the Sanji pudding. Yeah, I do treat it somewhat like a red matchup. So I don't know green purple in depth. I just know it does have a burst like of just swinging back to back. So, which is why I did early counter here. Normally, I would take. So, I go for. Do I go for? Yeah, I think I go for the Suru play. Yeah, I go for the Suru play. Just because like I said, I treat it like a red deck. I tried to make him run out of steam. Try to get counter out. Yep, and then we go for the Absalom. And then Hina's an easy discard because got 2 Rebecca in hand. And there it goes. And here's when he tries to, I guess, begin his little Sanji pudding combo. The plus 1k for leader. This is gonna be a really good deck, and I'm talking about the green purple Luffy. So, but it was very fun to actually get this as one of my matchups. To really put Moria to the test. And here's where he misplayed. He didn't stage effect. So he's definitely getting punished for it. Obviously against a more experienced player, and as the longer this deck is out, people will get more into the habit of making correct plays, but that's going to be a learning lesson for him. Blocks that completely fine. And I chose not to attack. So I did want to have that pressure for next turn. And then he also has the searcher blocker, Robin. And this is where one of the major weaknesses of green purple, as consistent as it is, there's still going to be those times where you don't have Sanji pudding. And if he does have it in hand, he probably should have played that, but we don't know what he has. I don't think it was public knowledge. Here's where I do start to sweat just a little bit, because I'm not used to playing. I haven't learned this matchup just yet, so right now I'm doing everything on the fly. I do feel pretty confident. I am sitting at 4 life. Here's where he's getting a search. And this is what I mean earlier in the deck profile where I said that like Absalom's gonna be my go-to. As nice as it is having like Lucci in the deck, it's just the icing on the cake. That's all. Honestly, I might check it out. That's another one that's really flexible. Maybe just keep it as a one of. Um, like I said, I am considering Kobe. I do kind of want to incorporate the 2-cost Thriller Bark Blocker Dog Cerberus. I think it's his name. Just to have it whenever I do the Sengoku Kuzan combo, and if I'm leader effect, I can bring the dog out just as an extra blocker. And so now he's got his boards looking to where he's getting his board to where he's definitely positioning himself in a good position. I do see he's at 2 life. That's why I like blockers go. But slowly running out of steam myself. So I think I make the decision to go for game, or I don't remember. I think I try to go for game. Or at least pocket life. Got no blocker. Yeah, go for 8. Trying to get a 2K out of hand. He's got 1 down up for the obvious Gunkum. Here, it caught me off guard. He did use 0 cost. Like I said, I'm still learning what they all play. I know there's subtle variants of this deck for the most part. So that did catch me off guard. I should have swung with leader effect first. And then got out Perona. Or did I not have it in trash? I don't remember. Yep, it's just swinging 8s. Swinging 8s against 2K leaders is definitely the magic number. Yeah, here's where I decide to like try to go for game. Yeah. I didn't progress my board state for obvious reasons. Like just having 2 cards in hand, I could have played the brand new, but I was also at 4 life, so feeling pretty confident. So the only thing here that I'd be worried about is him clearing board and setting up blockers. It's the only thing I was really worried about. But I did whittle his hand down. He goes for life. I think he goes for life. Gladly take all these. Yep, and here's where he tries to restand. Yeah, so he tried to go ham. And don't get me wrong, he, had I bricked up, he definitely would have had game. But yeah, that's pretty much my Moria deck. Again, not perfect. Just the blueprint. And let me know what you guys think. And what changes you all would make. And yeah, guys, those were some of the few games I had that night. And this is just another little tweaked up version of it. As I mentioned earlier, considering taking out the Lucci's altogether, adding in more KO, Brook being another minus cost one, and then also a KO, and then the Kobe. It's just the Kobe. I would add more, but the fact that I just have the trash card from hand is just what's keeping me from playing more. But who knows? After more testing and playing, I may add more, um, but once again, all this is really just possible with the Sengoku leader. Just crazy, crazy good card. Awesome stat line. Has a 1K counter, so it's not a brick. Is a blocker. Plays a 4 cost or less. Couldn't ask for more. Um, so just be on the lookout for this card if you're considering playing Gecko Moria. Try out the Navy package. And if not, also you could try Smoker, which is going to be another video coming up hopefully soon. So, but I need to test more with Gecko. I need to get more reps in. I'm extremely rusty with Gecko. Like I mentioned earlier, the pre EB format has been kind of awesome. Just been just been a wide variety of decks this format. So I've definitely enjoyed it. So now with prepping with the new green purple, the deck to take down until the next set is gonna be what my goal is. So we'll see. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below how you guys are playing Moria. If you are planning to play Moria, if this deck helps you out, let me know, and what changes you all would make. So once again, comment, like, and subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.